I still remember that night, the words echoing in my mind like a relentless drumbeat. My family's laughter, sharp and dismissive, ringing through the dimly lit kitchen as I announced my plan to revolutionize urban farming. "You're wasting your time," my father said, voice thick with contempt. "Vertical farms in the city? That's just crazy. It'll never work. You're embarrassingly naive." My mother shook her head, eyes full of worry and frustration. "You're an intelligent girl, but it's a pipe dream. You'll never make it. Why throw your life away on something so impractical?" They told me I was foolish, that I'd fail, that I was an embarrassment to the family. Every word hammered into me like a stone until I believed it myself. I was dismissed as a dreamer, an outsider clinging to fantasies. But deep down, I knew I was onto something. I just needed a chance to prove it. That night, I packed my bags and left. The ache in my chest was almost physical, yet beneath it burned a stubborn spark, a silent promise that I would rise above their doubts. I dedicated myself to my vision, pouring every ounce of passion into urban vertical farming, an idea ridiculed by traditional agriculture, mocked as nature hostile, impossible to sustain on the concrete jungles of the city. Years of relentless work followed. I faced setbacks, failed experiments, financial struggles, skepticism from even my closest allies, but I refused to give up. I studied tirelessly, innovated relentlessly, and slowly began to prove that my ideas weren't just viable, they were transformative. I built vertical farms atop abandoned warehouses, turning barren rooftops into lush, thriving ecosystems. I grew rare alpine plants, not just as a scientist, but as an artist, a steward of nature in the heart of the city. And then, everything changed. Our project caught fire, literally and figuratively. Investors saw the potential, city officials embraced the idea, and soon, my work was featured in international journals, conferences, and environmental summits. I became a pioneer, the symbol of hope for sustainable urban living. Our farms not only produced fresh food, but restored ecosystems, purified air, and infused life into neglected neighborhoods. The very concept my family ridiculed became a global movement. But what truly transformed me wasn't just the success. It was the moment I returned home. I arrived unannounced, driving through streets I once knew as a child, now unrecognizable in their vibrancy. The old house looked smaller, quieter, yet somehow more distant. I stepped inside, where my family gathered in the living room, eyes wide with a mixture of curiosity and disbelief. They hadn't seen me in years, not since I'd left with nothing but a battered suitcase. I could see their faces, older, lines etched deep, eyes shadowed by doubt and regret. My father looked at me as if I were a ghost, a reminder of everything they'd dismissed. My mother's hands trembled slightly, tears brimming. I took a deep breath and decided to show them. No words, no explanations, just action. I led them outside to the backyard, which had been an overgrown mess of weeds and cracked pavement. I pulled out my phone and activated a live feed. Suddenly, the backyard transformed before their eyes. Vertical farms towered over the yard, rows of lush greens, vibrant herbs, and flowering plants spiraling upward. thriving in carefully controlled environments. The air was filled with the scent of basil and mint. Bees buzzed around, and a small pond shimmered with life. It was a living testament, an ecosystem born from my vision, now fully realized. Their jaws dropped. My father's eyes widened in disbelief, his mouth opening and closing as if he couldn't find the words. My mother's hand covered her mouth, tears streaming down her face. "Do you see this?" I asked softly. "This is what I've built. From nothing but an idea and a lot of hard work. I proved the doubters wrong, myself included." For a long moment, silence hung heavy, broken only by the gentle hum of the farm and the distant city sounds. Then my father looked at me, no longer with contempt, but with a flicker of pride, tempered by years of regret. "You were right," he finally said, voice thick. "We didn't believe in you. We thought you were wasting your time. But you've done something incredible." My mother stepped forward, pulling me into a tight embrace. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "We should have supported you. We were wrong." That night, as we sat around, sharing stories and tears, I realized something profound. The greatest success isn't just the farms I built or the recognition I earned. It's the healing of broken relationships, the redemption of those who doubted me, and the affirmation that perseverance can turn even the harshest skepticism into acceptance. In the end, I learned that dreams, no matter how wild, how ridiculed, are worth fighting for, not a dead end. And that true victory lies in proving not just others wrong, but in discovering the strength within oneself to keep going, to keep believing. Today, I stand here, not just as a pioneer of urban farming, but as a testament to resilience. Because sometimes the greatest harvest comes not from the soil, but from the courage to chase what others dismiss as impossible and to return home victorious with the heart full of purpose and the knowledge that you've changed everything. And that, above all, is the real harvest.